Hello, this video is about kitchen talk. Good afternoon. Today we have the second part of our booze and we're going to discuss which menu we're going to have for our main course. Roast pork chicken Georgian style, cheese soup kachapuri on lazakari, and bar cake for dessert with spicy pears. Yulia, tell us your impression about cooking today. It is excellent as our last experience and today I'm ready for more experiments. Okay, we are in a fighting mood and you guys keep a close eye on us all the time. Hold it and write down. We're going to start by kneading the dough for kachapuri. We'll take about 400 grams of kachapuri flour, pour a glass of 250 times warm milk, dry yeast about a tablespoon or a tablespoon of sugar without a spoonful and a pinch of salt. Kneading our dough gently. This dough will come in handy at home. You can use it for every occasion and also those donut sweets. You can make all sorts of meat and vegetarian pies and 1 egg and 2 tablespoons of sour cream. All thoroughly knead and add 50 grams of melted butter, not hot but warm. Also, knead for everything until homogeneous dough consistency at first glance is a little runny. We will let it rest and come up with an elastic texture. Yulia, you add slight vegetable oil to put our dough right in the dough. More, 3 tablespoons. Our dough is ready. Let us put it in a warm oven, heat it to 50 degrees now and turn it off. I put our dough in there for about 40 minutes while we cook the rest for everything. Dice the club for the roast. Pour in a hot frying pan. Onion book nagging knee deep. Slice the comfortable back. Adding fried courses can be a little lighter. We will add potatoes which will be watching stir and then stir fry the vegetables which are called faster pour out peppers. We would also have these vegetables like carrots, and so on. Your discretion would take such frozen, we add a little bit of water to it and close it up. With the lid on, we are going to teach how to prepare more miracles, roasting all wood and groove and adding tomatoes. We pour our cup and half of milk of our taste. Here, we put out tights for our pie. Sound cards failed each other's interest fears to 5 tablespoons of sugar, marketing with positivity, 2 tablespoons of starch. Add, stir, and a little nutmeg. Add roasted vegetables, chopped greens, and add them at the end. Pork likes bay leaves. Call them back with consistent stirring. Turn down the heat, put the lid on, and simmer. Stirring for about 40 minutes on a red hot pan, we mix 2 olive oil and steam up on the tip. It is homemade. Give respect and turn our mister. We take it off and it appears thick milk. We'll mix one strong stand a little bit and dump it all out. We will conceal the day like this is by choosing a car that interferes but is strong and bent, so that we'll add 250 grams of soft cheese starting. Sound, so I treat it a little bit for the dough and a couple of spoonfuls of sour cream. Stir everything up to a homogeneous mass and already move it into a bowl to cool. There were no nukes of pepper. Then I'll pour it into a sauce and strew it over low heat. After an hour and a half of invasions, fry in olive oil and butter. I prepare the kindle to heat the dish. Sorry, supermarkets cut the most flavor, but if you buy the greens and the bulbs at a local market themselves, we peel them as little as possible because the whole course of the tongue and the root. It has a lot of sand, so we have to work hard to remove products without strings. But try to keep it safe by face out there. Taste all the vitamins and all flavor. Chop herbs finely, add cream to the fried onions, add hopsunelli, nutmeg, add cilantro and parsley to the chicken sauce. Now we are going to make a pie dough. It's going to resemble the shortbread dough, but we are going to add a little bit of soft cheese to make it better. We will need 300 grams more tender butter, 8 tablespoons powdered sugar, half a tablespoon of salt, a little vanillin, whip everything until it's fluffy. Steam and add to the grated stuff and add flour through the sieve. Add to our tip more flour, 10 grams of leavening agent. The dough should also be slightly soft. We let it rest to stabilize the cream, and once we'll relax and we will have the time to marinate and lightly from the blanch of our brooch, we watch the edges of our dish have become clean and hands relatively too. This means our dough is ready. She stabilized and is now at a point we want it to be. Consistency, it's mostly non-sticky. We send it to rest for some time. We fry the onions in a hot pan. Here's it. I added many tablespoons of sugar, a nutmeg, salt here quite a bit. Economical options can be added here. All tree roots you can add, potatoes you can, some carrots. You have to make this soup of at least 3 kinds of cheese. We use melted cheese without Russian cheese and added some Aragon cheese. Add cream of at least 18% fat content if your days are even better. A little salt. It also depends on how salty all sketch, and wait until things melt down. Maybe we'll add a couple of glasses, believe it or better add chicken broth now. Or you prepare our cheese for the kachapuri. We sat at solid light about half a kilogram, so she's got 2 eggs. It is a cheese, a little salty. We get hooked. In our case, we will not add salt everything stirring to a homogeneous mass, for which we add the eggs to the kachapuri heat so that we have a more fluffy and sticky consistency and mix everything well. Perfect here for ours now. We're going to try some of it. Let's take our dough and divide it into 2 parts. We split the dough. The dough can be stored for a couple of days in a refrigerator since it's not a lot of yeast or silence, but not for long. Sum of a circle with your hands. Spread the cheese. Spread it almost to the end to create a big pie. The pinch should not be too thick, otherwise it won't bake flick. Our very kaya made an incision in the form of a nice little boat and added more cheese. Yulia, take a staple so that you will be the first. Do you always make sure that the table was under the bullets to start with? It's enough. You can use your hands, so it's easier. We pinch our big pie. How interesting. Whipped from the hatch and strapped this sour cream, but no difference at all. Perfect or well done. Such as a mask, one egg battered hook, or a leg of sour cream to grease our kachapuri. Put as we will reminder in a red hot oven at 250 degrees. On average, 10 minutes bake in. Add butter, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 sprigs of rosemary, Pedro de Bra, 2 pears peeled and sliced lengthwise. We blanch lightly and add 2 star any seed. We let it sit down a little and add a couple of tablespoon mods of lemon. Also, pears can be used separately. Serve with ice cream and whipped cream, grated chocolate, walnuts in a chilled and can be stored in a jar. Refrigerated for up to 7 days. Almost ready. I want to smoke. We put out a few more minutes our flavorful tea toy. Too bad that we can't get a camera lens. I can transmit smells straight to the music. Close our kachapuri is ready to be smeared with cream and butter. We make our pie. These small pieces lay on the bottom and sides of our mold. If there are small holes, it's okay under the influence. The temperature will melt the dough and lumps. There won't be any dough left to melt and holes. There won't be any this way. Leah continued, now let's put out our cold pears. We can make plums, we can make apples. You have discretion if you like it's summer. You can make peaches, so fill everything with cream. You can add a same cream in the collating of the mushrooms, unsweetened as we did in bechamel sauce, on the salted dough and load it on the top of the crumbled dough. Add a little of the sauce instead of nuts, cheese and maybe some nuts. That's good too. A lot of combinations and variations. Your imagination is limitless and goes on from there is these jerky bits and pieces. Distribute all our remaining dough, passing the time. Our Georgian chicken is ready. Let's make it out and load the pie after 60 minutes. All the temperature of 150 degrees. This is how delicious the beauty is today. Somebody is going to get lucky.